Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic/Non-Classic. This is episode number 775, and Doubleshot number 669. Two more X-Men trades. First up, it is Ultimate X-Men, Volume 7, Blockbuster, collecting issues 34-39 of the Ultimate X-Men series. Written by Michael Bendis, artwork by David Finch. Yeah, even though this is the first way to collect Bendis' run, this is the second one I reviewed because I reviewed Volume 8 before I reviewed this one. Yeah, Dark Wolverine. Mainly put, it's some people from Wolverine's past hunting him down, so he decides to crash at Spider-Man's place. Yeah, apparently he fell on home after he had to team up with the X-Men, so he knew exactly where he was, and then he's there for a little while, and then Mary Jane shows up, and she has no problem with the fact he's just helping a friend. I mean, she knows that Wolverine is not a dangerous person to Peter, and so she was perfectly understanding. Yep. Well, it makes sense that he would have Spider-Man show up. After all, he did create this version. As a matter of fact, he created a lot, almost every character appeared in that series. Yeah, that's the thing with Bendis when it comes to Ultimate X-Men. He created every single character who pretty much appeared in that series except for Nick Fury. He's the only one who hasn't. Yeah, Nick Fury actually makes a couple of my appearances in here, and also Daredevil pops up in here. The only reason why I think he put Daredevil in here, and this is my theory, because he was writing him at the point when he was writing this. Yeah, he was one of the writers of many writers of Deadpool. Not Deadpool, Daredevil. This came out in 2004. Yep. And the whole thing with this one is that Wolverine is he goes to a restaurant before he gets to Spider-Man's place. He goes to a diner. He sits down and has a meal, and apparently this blonde woman just pays the owners to pay for that lunch, and he just hides. And then the place becomes a shooting gallery, and Wolverine survives. And Wolverine tracks the guy down later, and it turns out he was actually paid to hide from the bullets. And he had to close up shop because of that. And that's when he then made up with Spider-Man, of course, later on Daredevil, because Wolverine just happened to wander into Hell's Kitchen just by pure random. Of course, the X do pop up in here a little later on, and I don't think, as far as I can tell, I don't think there's any, well, there's one major first appearance in here. Yeah, one. I just want to confirm that, just to be sure. Yeah. It's the first appearance of Daredevil and Dum-Dum Dugan. Yeah, that's a bit of a surprise that Dum-Dum Dugan pops up in here. From what I can tell the way Bendis writes him, it's very similar to how he's written in the regular universe. But he's basically a bit toned down from the dumb stuff he's known for doing over the years. He's basically a bit of a bureaucrat. And the way the Finch draws it, he's a bit in shadow. Yeah. Oh yeah, you want to know who the blonde woman looks like? If I can find her here. Yeah, this is the mysterious blonde woman. And she claims to be Wolverine's wife. By the way, do we ever find out who this woman is? As far as I know, nope. We never do. That's the one thing that's a bummer about the storyline. I mean, that's the only thing really disappointing. We never find out who this woman is. Of course, these flashbacks to the Weapon X program. Yep. Let's see if I can find it here. Yeah, Mr. Dum-Dum Dugan, and how David Finch picks him. He picks him really well. Oh, and yeah, and that's this mysterious guy who this lady is talking to. Look at him. It could be anybody. It can't be Dugan. Dugan's a little bit muscular of a guy. We never find out who the heck this person is. Nope. Never do. And here's Dum-Dum Dugan. First time we see him. We see a bit of a close-up his face, a bit blacked out, but here's a much better depiction of him. Yeah, that's Dugan. I gotta say, for David Finch drawing the Ultimate version, he looks really good. I like his look. He's kind of missing something. His bowler hat. Yeah. Okay. And he says, hiya, James. And I get the reason why he would know him, because, well, he's old, and he probably would know him anyways. But yes, Daredevil himself later on will appear in a couple miniseries after this, appeared in the Ultimate Daredevil Wolverine and Daredevil and Elektra, and of course Ultimate Elektra series. Even popped up for a couple of story arcs, pop up in Ultimate Knights for Spider-Man, and then he finally died in Ultimatum. Yeah, he didn't really appear very much. That's the weird thing about Daredevil. Despite the fact in the Ultiverse, he was depicted to be a pretty interesting character. I liked the Ultimate version of this guy, and as for his own villains, we never saw any of them. That's the weird thing. It's like Marvel never gave him a chance. We have an ongoing series for Spider-Man, for the X-Men, Fantastic Four, and later on the Ultimates. Excuse me, but not Daredevil? Yeah, this I thought was a little weird. The only non-Daredevil related characters popped up in the Ultiverse besides Daredevil himself was Elektra. It was Elektra and Foggy Nelson. And that's it. Well, yeah, there's the Kingpin, but the Kingpin's a Spider-Man villain. But this is really good. I'm going to give this one a 9.5 out of 10. Yeah. The only disappointments I have about this storyline is this blonde hair lady. Never figure out who this woman is because Bendis left after the next story arc. And of course, the next arc never bothered to mention this arc at all. And as for who she was talking to, don't really know. Could have been No One Osborn? Never know because Bendis left after this, and Brian K. Vaughan didn't want to talk about this arc at all. It's great the fact we have Spider-Man and Daredevil pop up in here because Spider-Man has made a freaking appearance in the X-Men over the years, so that makes sense. Daredevil, on the other hand, has not really made appearances in the X books. I think the only character who actually basically interacted with is Wolverine. Yeah, he's the only who has interacted with him, but that's Daredevil, mind you. But yeah, the story itself is really good, but the story is also, like I said, a bit of a disappointment. We never find out who this blonde woman is, we never find out who they're working for, and we never find out who their boss is. Nope. There's so much mystery around these guys, and I don't think Bendis had time or even bothered to care to actually develop this. Alright. Next up is not Bendis, but this is Chuck Austin. This is Uncanny X-Men, Volume 5, She Lies with Angels. The name is a verse of a song that one of the characters do actually, one of the characters singing here. His name is Jay Gertrude. He is the brother of Paige Gertrude, aka Husk, and Cannonball. Yep, this is a younger brother. Yeah, but he also has another younger brother who has the powers of electricity. As for Jay, originally called Josh as a short name for Jay, but after the story he calls himself Jay. And he was calling himself Angel, but since the name was taken, he calls himself Icarus. And he's got red wings, and he does use them. And the whole point of the story, it's a Romeo and Juliet story. He's a Gertrude and she's a Cabot. Yep. Yeah. The whole point of the storyline is that the Cabots and the Gertrudes, their rivalry is pretty much the comic version of the Hatfields McCoys. Those who don't know who Hatfields McCoys are, they are two families who went to war with each other over the course of a month back in the 1870s. And the families don't really remember what really started the fight. And at the end of it, half the families were wiped out because of it. Yeah, it was mostly, a lot of the McCoys were wiped out. Yeah, this is very similar to that. And the Cabots are prejudiced against the Gertrudes. First because they're poor, and then because they're mutants. Yes, the whole thing of the Cabots' prejudice against the Gertrudes is really stupid. Yes. Even the X-Men, and heck, half the people in the town where the Gertrudes are from thinks this prejudice against them is so stupid and very much outdated. Though that's the thing with Chuck Austin, he brings back outdated stuff. Though in the case of this, he brings back in the stupidest way possible. Oh yeah, and his response when he finds out that his daughter is actually having a relationship with one of the Gertrudes, what does he do? He accidentally kills his own daughter and then gets killed by the sheriff. Yeah. By the way, does Wolverine go after the guy? Nope. He goes after one of his men, but not for Cabot himself. Nope, he gets killed by the sheriff. The sheriff himself also has a thing for Paige's mother. Yeah, he frequently tried to ask her out, but she said no, and then she got a relationship with a black guy, which I'm like, it's the 2000s. The racist thing is really stupid to bring back that. It's implied this guy is racist, but it's never specifically developed on. He just didn't like the fact that a woman he liked was with another guy. I don't think he cared the fact that it was black. I don't think he really cared. The relationship between Jay and Julia is written to be really, really well. The rivalry between the families is written to be so stupid. Yeah. And I also got to praise. Now, despite the fact I don't like some of the artwork in Star Wars, this artwork is actually really good. It also explores the fact that Warren got a chance to have a sit down with Paige's mother. Here's just some sample of some of the artwork. Excuse me. Yeah, he got a chance to sort of talk to Paige's mother and tell how much he loved with her daughter. I mean, she seems very happy with the fact that her daughter found a very found a boyfriend, but also, apart from her perspective, a very handsome boyfriend. Yeah. Oh, and also, when Julia's grandmother found out about her dating Jay Gertrude, she didn't have a really big problem with it. No, she never did. She accepted it. She says, and she told him, if you don't marry him, I will. Because she probably thought that Jay was handsome. Yeah, because that's basically how we speak his angels written to be. So male angels are depicted artistically wise very handsome, and the female angels tend to be written to be very beautiful. It's very stereotypical about that. And Jay himself is a singer. As for Julia, she's a waitress at a diner who just happened to be a fan of his. Oh yeah, he does know who she is. Does he care that she's a Cabot? No, he doesn't care. I'm sure, like him and the rest of the Gertrudes think that the prejudice against them is really stupid and outdated. Yeah, the Cabot guy who's actually her father, he's the one pushing this. Yeah, and of course, Mrs. Gertrude points out though, first you have something against us because we're poor, and now you have something against us because my kids are mutants. Wow, you really don't have the prior history. What do you really have against us? That's probably what she should be saying. What do you have against my family? That's probably what the reader's probably thinking the whole time. Reads like, what in the world does this guy have against the Gertrudes? I mean, the Gertrudes put out like 3 people. Well, 2 of whom, one of whom is a well-recognized hero, Cannonball, who also happens to be the founding member of New Mutants. Husk is the founding member of Generation X. In the case of Isis, Jay Gertrude, he became one of the supporting characters, one of the main characters of the new X-Men, Uncanny X-Men series, before he got killed off in the second arc of the run by the new writers. Oh, in case you're wondering, did Chuck Austin create this character? No. Chuck Austin did not create Icarus. He was a creation of Bill Mantlo. Yes, Bill Mantlo created him when he first appeared in Annual for ROM of all things. Yeah, he first appeared in ROM A number 6. Yeah, if you look it up, that is literally this guy's first appearance. And I think after that, I don't think he appeared ever again in the comic books until he appeared in this very storyline. Of course, this is one of the weird things Chuck Austin basically decided to do. Though he decided to do a modern interpretation of Romeo and Juliet, I would say writing-wise, it's depicted really well of how the whole fathers against the whole these two being a couple. As far as I can tell from the Gertrude side, they have no problem in a relationship. So I would say it's a one-sided rivalry. Yeah, that's my personal guess for this thing. And yes, they even have Nightcrawler pop up in here. And at one point, one of Cabot's men blows up a car with Mrs. Gertrude, a few of her kids, and of course her new boyfriend and his son. Kurt was able to save the Gertrude kids, but he wasn't able to save her new boyfriend and his son because they were not that close. As far as I can tell, she's not bitter with Kurt over that. She's sad to see him go, but she's happy the fact her kids are very much alive. Which I do appreciate Chuck Austin writing her that way. She's written to be a very competent woman, and she basically At one point in the book, she even is Paige basically gives her a shotgun, points at Cabot to get off our property because he has no business being there at all. Yeah. Which I do appreciate Chuck Austin and all the Gertrudes, almost all the characters except for Mr. Cabot, as pretty competent characters. Cabot is written to be the most stupidest villain I have ever seen. I mean, he's not interesting. I do like his armor that he has in the book. Yeah, he one point puts on this suit of armor. Let's see if I can find it here. Oh yeah, and at one point, Paige is not very happy with Angel talking to her mother about their feelings. But and then later on, they decide to have sex in the sky. I'm not kidding. They really did do that. Yeah, but let me show you this guy's suit. It is by far... Oh, yeah. This book collects Uncanny X-Men issues 337, 341. And this is Cabot's suit. That's it. And he caught his daughter doing it with Jay. No, I love their relationship. That's probably the biggest high watermarks of this whole thing. It's just that Mr. Cabot himself, very one-dimensional, boring villain. But I'm going to give this story roughly a 9 out of 10. It's got fantastic artwork by Seba LaRocca. But, like I said before, better than his Star Wars work, because that's garbage. At least here, it's good, competent stuff. As far as I can tell, this is actually the first of 6 books I'm planning on reviewing, hopefully. I do plan to get the other books for Chuck Austin's run. Yeah, Chuck Austin's run for the X books was not very long. Yeah, his run was only like just a few short years that he left. He was in this book for roughly about, I think it was about 35 issues. Yeah, he was in this book about 3 years, and he moved over to the X-Men series. Started with issue 153, I think it was, and he left with 164. Yeah, he was in the book for a little over a year. So basically, he wrote the X books for about 4 years. Yep. But yeah, I'm gonna give this one a 9 out of 10. The only reason I don't get a 0.5 because the film was stupid. Yep. So yeah, that's really it for this episode. Stay tuned for my review of One Piece, which I'm gonna do soon. Yeah, I'm gonna do that soon. But until we see you in the next video, bye.